Grand Rising, peace and blessings, everyone. This is Black Dove. Okay, so I did my morning meditation already, but since I talk a lot about meditation,
You know what makes me happy? The sweet sound of matcha.
hold on a second. This is really funny. Since I talk a lot about meditation in my videos, not just in my videos, but with friends, with family and friends, um, with clients, I talk a lot about ritual work, spell work, magic, voodoo, hoodoo, root work. Um, I thought it would be a great idea in the spirit. I didn't really let me back up. I didn't think about this. This wasn't intention. This wasn't intentional. This is very spur of the moment. I was sitting here, actually, um, decided to start my dark feminine energy meditation, and Spirit said to me, "You know what? You talk about meditation a lot. You encourage people to do it. You actually advise people to do it. Um, and for me, meditation comes in different practices, different forms. Not your, I guess, typical way where someone sit in lotus position with their eyes closed and they're meditating, right? Chanting mantras. That's not the only form of meditation. Meditation can come in many forms. Sometimes I advise people to do it laying down. Sometimes I do it laying down. Whatever is comfortable makes me comfortable in that moment, and in that space and in that energy. I work with what works for me at that time, right? I think that we put too much emphasis on how things should be done and less emphasis on how it works with your energy and your frequency and your vibration and how it speaks to you. And I think ultimately what resonates with you is what's going to help guide you and navigate you on your spiritual journey and help you tap into your higher self, the universe, the spirits, the angels, and the ancestors, right? And your intuition and your inner wisdom, and be more open to letting go of ego control and letting the universe take a little control of a little bit more, or God, whoever you want to call it, have a little bit more control, and you ride the waves, right? Because they know, they see a different perspective, from a different vision than you do, and they know when and where to carry you. And we have to learn how to let go of some of that control. And I say this honestly, I am, as a Capricorn, for me, I tend to like to have a little bit more control of things, but I've learned that once I've let go control and I've let the universe, I've let the spirits, the angels, and the ancestors lead me and guide me, and then when they tell me to take control, things for me have been less aggravating. Not that I don't have highs and lows, but I don't become enveloped, engulfed in what I don't have control over in that time, in that space, right? So I love this particular meditation music. It's called The Echoes of the Ancestors. It's by House of Horus on YouTube. I think they posted it about 3 months ago. I listen to this quite often. I tend to go back to it when my thoughts tend to wander, and then my heart chakra and my emotions tend to switch into that wandering negative energy. I like this for like midday meditation, because like I said, I do a morning meditation, I do an evening meditation, and then I try to get a midday meditation in. Now my midday meditation can be after I've come back in, if I've gone out for the day, I've had errands to run, or I had a phone call with a client, someone who wanted spiritual advice, or I've had a phone conversation with somebody who's asking for spiritual advice, or any moment when I've allowed someone else to tap into my energy, or somebody's been in my energy, or I've been in someone else's energy, and I need to alchemize the energy that I've picked up on, the energy that I tapped into, and I need to alchemize the energy. I like this because it's calming, it's relaxing, but it's also gives me like this jolt of energy. It's very energetic in a way too at the same time. I know it's hard to kind of explain, because while I feel at peace and I feel calm, I also have this inner desire to experience more, right? It gives me this feeling of being unstoppable and worthy, and like here I am type of energy, right? I know it's really hard to explain. I don't know how else to put it, but while it's very calming and healing, right? It gives me this energetic feeling of looking forward to what's to come, right? Like I can take on more. And I think at this moment in my life where I have 6 months ago was laid off from my job, and well, they were reorganizing the company. They relocated my position to Arizona, and I live on the East Coast, right? And they had two options. They wanted me to take another position at the company, less money, more hours, less pay, like salary wise, and but more hours, or I could just take the layoff and take my severance package. And I think in that moment, because I'm a mother and I have a family and I have responsibilities as a mother, that I think they thought that I really was gonna because I was unhappy at the job. The place is a toxic place. There are toxic behaviors, being overworked, underpaid, undervalued, right? And I think they thought that because I needed money, and everybody needs money, right? Let's be real, it's the reality of things. I was going to take the position that had more hours, a lesser salary, stay miserable, and then quit. I really, spirit in that moment when I was sitting in the conference room and they were going, and a spirit said to me, no. Stay calm. Let them think that you're interested in the position, and let them say their piece. And when they're done, you tell them you're good. You'll take your chances with your severance package and your unemployment. and stick to the plan. Okay? If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it, and hit the notification button. What are you waiting for, right? But I stepped into that door. I walked through that door, right? And I think a lot of times that we view things that are happening, the ending of things, or the death of something, as something completely bad, right? But the reality is that the universe, the spirits, hold on. This video has a lot of commercials. The spirits, the universe, the creator, the spirits, the angels, and the ancestors, they would never fail you. I'm a testimony to that. I am a testimony to, if you have faith in them and you trust them, that there is nothing that they can't do for you, and nothing they won't do for you. Your desires, your inner desires, your deepest desires, dreams will be attained if you have faith in them, right? And trust in them. Now, I was at work and I came across, while I worked there for 5 years, I came across a lot of people that after they got to know me, they opened up, after we spoke a while and they understood me as an individual, they opened up about spirituality and they've received guidance from me. Some of them probably still work there to this day. But I stepped up. I was like, I'm good. I'll take this. And in that moment when I saw their faces, I knew that they were surprised. I knew, because the man they hired to get rid of me, because they couldn't get rid of me outside of, and they didn't have the courage to, because I was doing my work. Mind you, I didn't have a degree in this field. I was a novice and outshining people who had degrees and had been there for years. And of course, I was one of the few, maybe a couple of, maybe a hand, not even a handful, like 3 black women that worked there. And I was the only one that was in a management position, right? And I'm telling you this because somebody needs to understand why I push, why I don't push, but why I speak on my spirituality, why I'm talking about it, why I'm talking about meditation, why I'm talking about increasing your frequency, why I'm talking about connecting to your higher self, the universe, your spirits, the angels, the ancestors, why I talk about ritual work, magic, root work, voodoo, hoodoo, all these things, whatever you want to call it, right? As a high priestess, and I was a high priestess before I started this job. Didn't just become a high priestess overnight after I lost my job. I knew what I was when I was in this time and space. I practice my meditation. I practice more so my meditation, midday meditation, heavily at that time. And I said heavily 3 times because I mean that's how extreme I was doing it. On my lunch break, I didn't eat lunch. I would either come home because I didn't work that far. The job isn't that far from my home, or I would sit in my car. And people would pass me by and they'd hear the music playing. They'd see me. I didn't make it. I wasn't hiding my practices, my spiritual practices for no one. Why am I going to dim my light for someone? And I think because I shine so brightly, it bothered people. I think because I was authentically me, obviously it bothered people, right? But I digress. Let me get back to the day. They laid me off. And when I told them, no, I'm good, I'll take my severance package, I'll take my chances with my unemployment, I look forward to not having to come to purgatory every day. And I literally said that to them. And the HR lady lives in the same town as me. And her and I were Rather close. We talked about our family. We shared family things. We shared a lot of different things. Um, she had breast cancer. I had cancer in my right hip bone. So we had a common ground on. Um, she's religious. I think Catholic, maybe Christian. I'm not really sure. It's not my space to judge her. And me being a very spiritual person, I believe in a creator. I believe in that there's one source of life, many deities under that, many spirits, many angels, many ancestors. Right? That's the fact. That's the truth. Um, and I think us being survivors, while she had to have her breast cut off, I took a more spiritual route to healing myself, which I've talked about before in previous videos, and I'll probably talk about again in other videos. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but she we shared common ground. So when I looked to her and I said to her, you said you had a severance package for me. Let's just do that so I can get home, because it's not even 10 o'clock yet. And I can get home and start prepping and cooking dinner for my guys, for my fellas, my man and my job. When I get home, they're going to be excited that they don't have to wait for me to come home and decompress from the day before I start to cook dinner for them, right? I was looking forward to my days being my days and living my life the way I wanted to and the way the universe was calling me to, and being unapologetically me, right? I wasn't going to have to tap dance for no one, because it's a fucking dance. Excuse my language, y'all. It's a dance. It's a dance. And I know I said in the beginning that this video was about my meditation practices, and this is, but I have to give you the backstory for why I believe in it. So I practice it. I recommend it. I encourage it. I encourage people to partake in it on their spiritual journey, and don't think that it has to be to the typical standard of what people tell you meditation is, because I have come to learn and accept that it is what speaks to you in that moment and what works for you in that moment, in that time, and in that space, in that energetic field, right? There are times when I just sit quietly, and I've done that. But I remember the next day after I got laid off, and I'm a spiritual advisor. I have my own business, but I went back to school, right? So I have my own business. I make candles. I make teas, herbal teas. I make ritual oils, meditation oils. I give chakra alignment, Reiki healing. I do aura cleansings. I do space cleansings for homes, apartments, businesses. And then I have a space where I have clients, individuals who call me, make appointments with me. I do past life transgression, past life healing, childhood trauma healing, all these things, and many more, right? I bring clarity to people who have questions and need understanding about things. But just in a space, I give encouragement. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I will definitely tell you what you need to hear. And I often tell that to people. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but I'm about to tell you what you need to hear, right? What the universe is telling me, what I am gathering. And I read energy. I'm capable of doing tarot card readings. I prefer not to do it because I tap into a person's energy without tarot cards, and I am able to, just from tapping into your energy, speaking to you, able to tell you what energetically is off balance with you, what you need to focus on, what you need to work through, right? But I digress. Back to what I was really, because I don't want to get too far away from my topic and what I'm talking about. Over the course of days, I started settling into just being more comfortable with, and more accepting of whatever path the universe had placed me on. And life is a series of highs and lows, right? Ups and downs, whatever you want to call it. We all are going to experience it. I think that when we take the moment to settle ourselves, especially the voice in our head, the overthinking, our own negative aspect of ourselves, and we take control of it more and don't let it take control of us, it creates this opportunity to tap into and connect with the universe, the energy around you, your ancestors, the inner voice within you, your intuition, right? Your higher self, and see things through a different lens as to being that hamster on that hamster wheel, running around in a circle, constantly running around in a circle, constantly running around in a circle, constantly running around. And all you're doing is just constantly running around, right? So, let me just go through my setup. And I've done meditation for chakra. I've done videos for chakra meditations. I think I haven't uploaded a crown chakra meditation process that I do, but I definitely have uploaded root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, and third eye. Maybe not crown. So like I said, the meditation music you hear playing in the background with commercials coming in and out is on the YouTube channel House of Horus. No, I don't have a connection with this YouTube channel. I'm very fond of this Echoes of Ancestor, African spiritual meditation music for trance and deep healing. I've used it on many occasions within the past, I want to say 3 months. Mostly during that midday meditation when I need to alchemize energy that I've picked up from other people, whether it's through spiritual work or whether it's when I'm out in the world running errands, doing stuff, and we step into other people's energy all the time, right? So I have my Black Cat Dark Female Energy candle, which I've uploaded a video about dark feminine energy the other day. And then I have my Oya candle, right? And I know y'all probably like, Oya is not even a dark feminine energy spirit or goddess, but the reason why I have them burning together is because I've been seeing her face, right? Honestly, when I see a spirit or deity's face, I will do work with them and tap into their being, their essence, right? Because obviously there's a reason why I'm seeing their face. So I've been feeling her presence. And I'm just laughing now because I know why. My solar plexus just told me something, and then I heard somebody's spirit's voice just said something to me. I'm not going to really get into why, but I'm laughing because I'm going to have a conversation with someone soon. And but I don't have ill feelings about this person. This person tends to like to be in my energy, tap into my energy, and sometimes it's just exhausted. So, midday meditation, and it's not midday, but I've already done my morning meditation. And then I got dressed, got myself ready for the day. I was supposed to have a class at 9:30, but it got canceled. It was canceled, so that's not happening, and I do have some work to do this afternoon. So I thought, since Spirit had told me and led me to what I was going to do, get in a second meditation, just one more to like ground and center myself, right? I thought I'd share with you my whole process. So I have actually a manifestation meditation oil that I made. I already put it on. I put it on my upper chakras and then pressure points like behind my ear, my wrist, inside my elbows, the fold of my elbows, and things like that, right?
Most of us feel a natural compassion.
I think that give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I gotta pause this. Okay, sorry. So this is not how I do my morning meditation or my evening meditation, but this is how I conduct my midday meditation or a meditation I use at any time between those my morning meditation and my evening meditation to just like ground myself, recenter myself, and alchemize energy that I've picked up along the way, right? So I have my singing bowls, 2 of my singing bowls, my 2 candles, my dark black cat energy, dark feminine energy candle, and then my Oya candle. And I know somebody's probably going to get in the comments, those 2 don't even go together, it doesn't make sense. I previously explained why I have my Oya candle, and why I have my dark feminine energy candle. I move by spirit. I don't operate oftentimes in my own ego, but what spirit is, what I'm feeling, what I'm tapping to energy wise, and what spirit is telling me what I'm feeling. What spirit is guiding me based on my intuition, what I'm being shown, what I'm being told. So I was just originally going to use my Oya candle, but I had made another dark feminine energy candle, and I'm gonna make 2. I'm gonna make actually 3 more. Spirit told me to light it along with my Oya candle, so there is a reason why, and I trust my spirit team, my whole spirit team, and my higher self. Now, I've already told you what music I have playing. I have no rights to the music. I think House of Horus YouTube channel is a great channel. They do have a membership where you can join. I'm not part of the membership, but I am subscribed to the channel. This particular meditation is, as I said before, Echoes of the Ancestors by House of Horus on YouTube. So I suggest that if you're looking for meditation music, not necessarily this one, but if you're looking for music that resonates with you, that speaks to your energy and your frequency, and your inner self, then just go to their page, check out their videos, subscribe to their channel. That's no plug. I have no connection with them, but I love their meditation music. So when I find something I like, I'm not going to say to somebody else, don't look into it. Look into it. But also, I'm knocking shit over. But also, find other things that work for you. Because they're not the only meditation channel that I listen to. And that I actually have my son, my man, And I don't even know why I'm telling you to check out the channel, because I never tell anyone who I'm giving guidance um, to I always tell them to find something that resonates with them, right? But the thing about it is, if I'm giving guided meditation, I'm doing chakra alignment, I'm doing Reiki healing for someone, I always use what resonates with me, because I'm the one tapping into someone's energy and using my energy to align and heal and balance and all those and navigate. Ooh, that was an agreement from the universe. That was an amen. Yeah, I know what that is, right? When you sneeze on something, it means that someone's telling the truth. That the universe is saying yes, yes, yes. Um, so I got my 2 candles lit, one on each side of me, almost like a gateway, because that's exactly what you're using your candles for. Um, I'm gonna get in trouble with so many things, because I'm gonna pull up so many shades, open up so many blinds, open up so many windows and so many doors, and give y'all clarification and standing on so many things that you've been taught and told and made to believe that is demonic and evil, but it's not in no way, shape, or form. They just want you to think that. So in the end, you stay clear of it, and you only follow what they've given you, right? And want you to believe, and not really tapping into your higher self and your gifts and abilities and your inner wisdom and understanding, right? And opening doors for yourself. Because if you don't have the ability to heal yourself, open doors for yourself, create a space for yourself, you are dependent on others. And that's what they want you to be, dependent on them. The powers to be, those that rule the world, the elite, so to say, that many could refer to them as. They know. They live by these things. They teach their children these things, but then they perceive to you, they show something else to you, and your perception is ultimately your reality. Your perception of everything is ultimately your reality. So, um, both of my candles, like I said, on each side of me. Hold on a second. Let me pause this so I can just explain. On each side of me, like a doorway, right? Because your doorway has a frame and that you walk through, right? My two of my singing bowls, my Palo Santo that I've been lighting on and off, but I'm in an energy space now where I'm more calm. I'm feeling more calm and relaxed, right? And I've already applied my manifestation meditation oil, which I was going to use another oil, but Spirit told me to use the manifestation meditation oil, manifestation meditation ritual oil. So before I would start, and I already did this before, Spirit told me to click on my video and and discuss my meditation, like my midday meditation, or like just a intersection meditation that I do between my morning and my evening meditation. I take a few deep breaths in, but I had already started it before I started, so I've already done that. I hit my singing bowls. You can stop, because you've got my head feeling like I'm underwater, and I didn't feel like that until you started whatever you're trying to show me and tell me. Give me a second. So once I've done all that, whatever meditation music I'm using, and I'm sitting in the chair, you can see I'm not sitting lotus position. I'm made myself comfortable. Sometimes I'm on my couch, sometimes I'm in my room sitting on my bed, but I've made myself comfortable. And like I said, I do what works for me in that energetic space, in that space and time. Ooh, excuse me. I take a few deep breaths in. And as I'm saying it, as I'm taking deep breaths in, right? Deep breaths in. So from the diaphragm, not shallow breathing, holding it, I'm saying to myself a few different things. So the one thing I repeat a lot during my midday meditation is, I am one with the universe. I am one with my higher self. I am one with my spirit team. I am one with my guardian angels. I am one with my ancestors. And I do that over and over again, right? And to the point where, I'm at the point where I've kind of like really settled into this calming energy. And then at that point, I just begin to communicate with them about my purpose, being aligned with walking in my purpose, my behavior, my actions, my lifestyles, ultimately the people I surround myself also being aligned with my purpose. And what I mean by align myself with, I mean my inner circle. Like I speak to and I associate with people who aren't aligned with my purpose and my inner desires. But my inner circle are a group of people who are aligned and on the path, or spirit has told me they need to be on this path. This is their path. This is the same space they need to hold as you. Just to, it's hard to, how do I say this? It's not hard to say, but if I'm marching to the beat of my own drum, I'm not marching to the beat of somebody else's drum. And I've spent my early 20s, not even prior to that, being a teenager, marching to the beat of everybody else's drum, doing what everybody else wanted me to do, and being miserable at it, right? In my early 20s, marching to the beat of everybody else's drum, being afraid to speak and be my authentic self, because I was always worried about what other people were going to think of me. And now being in an energetic space of marching to the beat of my own drum, being unapologetically me, running at full force like a speeding train towards it, and being much more happier and joyous, like genuinely joyous, and not pretending to be, and not doing it so other people think that I am, because there are many people out there pretending to be happy, and internally they are fucking miserable. And I'm just not one of those people anymore. Just not willing to go back to it. So I hope, and I do that. I stay in this meditation for as long as I need to be. As long as I don't have anywhere to be. Then I might not even sit down to do the meditation, or I might mentally make a note of that. Don't get so pulled into it that I'm sat there so long that I've lost track of time, or the illusion of time, and I don't get out the door on time, right? Excuse me, my nose is itching. Tip of my nose is itching. But I'll sit there, and I sit there like, I'll open up. Like I said, I do the deep breathing. I breathe in, I hold it, and as I'm holding it, I'll say I'm one with the universe. And then I'll release it through my mouth, letting go of anything that I've been holding on to deep inside and I need to release. That no longer serves me, no longer serves my higher self, no longer serves my deepest desires, my purpose, um, my ancestors, my whole spiritual team, or collectively the universe, right? Because everything you can't see affects everything you see. Everything you see is affected by what you can't see. Um, and we live in the manifestation realm. We live in the physical realm, the 3D realm, where thoughts, emotions, things we speak about with God, if you want to call it God, the Creator, the universe, the angels, our spirit guides, our ancestors, materialize here in this realm, right? I'll explain it this way. I've had spirits ask me for apples. I've taken the apple, placed it on my altar, and then I can literally see them eating the apple on the other side. I have had friends and clients say to me, someone asked me for something. Should I give it to them? And I said, yes. Just lay it out. And then they literally see the spirit, the ancestor on the other side in a whole nother plane eating it, right? So the two worlds are affected by each other. What happens there affects us in the physical, and the physical affects the other realms. This is the truth. I have friends and family that can testify this. I have clients that can testify to this. It's not, and I'm sure you guys know this, right? I'm talking to a collective of people who spiritually energetically are on the same wavelength as me. I'm not talking to someone who doesn't know, doesn't understand energetically, doesn't know the experiences that we've experienced, right? Because they're just going to be doubters and they have no faith in it because they've been programmed and they're not willing to open up themselves to be dismantled and step into the truth. This is the fucking truth about it, right? We hold on to the illusion that traditions that we've been taught to be holy days, holidays, beliefs that we are taught and programmed with to be the truth. And then when the truth hits you in your face, you're so closed off to it that you can't receive what the universe is trying to bring, what your whole spiritual team in the universe is trying to, and your higher self is bringing you into. So I'm not speaking to someone who energetically is like she's full of shit or she's sold her soul or go get to know Jesus. You do that. You do that. Because I'll sit here and I'll wait for you to let me know what you find when you find it. Because he's never walked the earth. It is an energy. Christ's energy is very real. It's a energy. It's Christ. Christ is an energy. Yes. It's an energy. Now the man named Jesus, not knocking anybody. What works for you, right? If that works for you. But there's so many people that go to church, whether they're a Seventh-day Adventist on Saturday, or they're a Christian that worships the sun on Sunday, and Saturn on Saturday, then they still go and they leave empty because the pastor or the preacher or the minister who's supposed to be ministering and healing and providing guidance and clarity and understanding to them, right? knows the truth, but is deceiving them. Why? Because energetically, they're going to hold on to your energy. They're going to tap into your energy field and use it for their purposes instead of you actually using it for yourself. And opening up and tapping into is to keep you inside a box. Everything's about a box. Hell, this phone I'm recording you on is somewhat of a box, right? You're going to see me on a screen, which is like a box. Your TV is a box. The home you live in is a box. The job you work at is a box. The school you go to is a box. And it's all about programming. Programming you energetically. Mentally, your thoughts are energy. Because remember, I said this before in my other videos, and I've said it now, everything is energy. The world around you is energy. The same thing as your spirit or your soul. It's energy. It doesn't, when your body dies, when your body passes away and no longer can house the soul, which is energy, it returns. It doesn't disappear. And you're either going to reincarnate, which if that's what's going to come to you, that's what's going to come to you. I don't really know. I'm not at this moment really going to get into that. But you energetically, your spirit is still exists without your body. You just can't physically, as a human being who doesn't have the ability to see beyond the physical, can't see it, hear it. But meditation helps you tap into your inner wisdom, your higher self, the universe around you, the energies that are around you. That's it. Like I said, again, you don't have to use the candles. It's not a staple, a permanent staple. But for me, and I don't always use candles, but for me this morning when I decided to do an extra meditation because my morning class that I had scheduled had to be canceled for a few reasons. And then Spirit guided me to add a candle because I was only going to use my Oya candle, my singing bowls. I have tuning forks. Sometimes I use them for certain meditations. In the meditation music, I was intentionally going to use, but sometimes I don't use it. Sometimes I'm sitting on my couch with my feet crossed up underneath me. Sometimes I'm sitting on the floor. Sometimes I'm sitting in my bed. Sometimes I'm laying in my bed. Sometimes I'm in my rocking chair. I have this great big rocking chair. It's really old. I love it. I got it from a yard sale. A family was moving. Their children were retiring. A couple was retiring, no lie. How long ago did I get this? I'm going to just pause the music for now because I'm about to finish up with this video. I bought this rocking chair. I was originally going to buy it for someone who was having a baby. So I sew. I make clothing. I was going to make the cushions for the rocking chair. But then I got it home. And as soon as I walked through my door with it, I heard someone say, "It stays." And I didn't give it up. And no lie, y'all. And I'm sharing this, and it has nothing to do, it has to do with meditation because sometimes I sit in it and I'll just sit in it and talk to the spirits, talk to the ancestors, talk to the universe, talk to my whole spiritual team and just meditate on things. But one night I woke up to my rocking chair being turned towards my balcony door and a spirit was sitting in it. And it's so normal to me. Somebody else would have, and the average person probably been like, "I'm not built for this," right? Which is understandable. Everybody's not built for it. But I went right back to my bed like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. I'm not a haunted person because it's not like regular ghosts. It's spirit guides. It's angels. It's the ancestors. It's not a random ghost just haunting me. You know what I'm saying? That's something totally different. just as people that are in my energetic space, clients, friends, um, they're not haunted by people. It's usually someone I sent to them, someone I called for them, right? So I think that we have to lose the misconception of what meditation is and it looks like, because meditation is just prayer. Honestly, it's just prayer, just talking to the universe at the same time, centering yourself so that you have the ability to connect, tap into, express, be authentic about it. That's the one thing I encourage, is being authentic. Even when you're doing like ritual work, magic, um, it's okay, right? If you want to use somebody else's invocation, but I think the best thing to do is be authentically you, right? Like I do ritual work for people, and then I'll have people ask for invocations, and I'm like, okay, I can write one for you, right? I'm gonna have to tap into your energy field to authentically be from you, to know what you need to speak to. But it would be much better if you just do it yourself and let go of this idea, this notion that it has to be perfect. Because who the fuck is? Oh, I'm sorry. You're perfect. So let me get your invocation. Bitch, what? Perfect where? Perfect who? Perfect what? Yeah, I thought so. Um, so I hope you guys found this information, this conversation helpful. I didn't want to make it too long. I didn't want to go off on a tangent. My son tells me sometimes I go off on a tangent, but I don't. Um, I let it honestly, energetically, what spirit is guiding me to say, I say. Um, because I don't make a plan, because I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what spirit's gonna lead me to say, right? So how could I, my nose is itching, my nose is going off. How can I possibly create a script when I'm allowing, ooh, stuttering for a second, when I'm allowing spirit to guide me and lead me. Um, so until next time, be good to yourself and each other, and Godspeed. See you guys later. Bye.